I'll say it. Let me say it. Welcome to
Doodle
Doodle
time.
Time. I'll be showing you how to draw Healer Han. Healer Han is funniest looking character in the show. What I like about Healer Han is he looks like my doctor. That's about it. You got some paper and you got your crayons. I'm using a black marker as well. Actually a Sharpie, but you should use a black marker or a Sharpie. Ask your parents. We're drawing Healer Han. I'm gonna start with a bit of an outline for Healer Han's face. So the top of his head is kind of like a triangle. So is the bottom of his head actually. Two different shaped triangles. Almost like a weirdly shaped diamond. So I'm gonna use that shape to kind of outline Healer Han's head. Healer Han. Got that in place. Now the ears. Two little circles, left side, right side. Now the top of his head, we're gonna kind of crayon in where the hairline meets the forehead. Then from each ear, some hair going up. That goes to the tuft of hair on the top of his head. So now I'm gonna do a horizontal line to guide me of where Healer Han's eyes are gonna go, and a vertical line down the center of his face. That's gonna help guide my symmetry. An upside down triangle shape for the nose. Gonna come up to the nostrils. The bridge of the nose, which goes up to Healer Han's glasses. I'm gonna rough in the shape of the glasses, nice and light. And I'm not using black hair, because I want to go over this with black, and that'll let me correct any mistakes I do when I'm kind of penciling or crayoning everything in place. Now the arms of the glasses go into the ears. Now just roughing in where the mouth is going to end up going. Now nice and light with the blue. Gonna do a little pencil-shaped neck, coming out to the shoulders, extending from the right and left side. Roughing in the shape of the arms, from both the right side and left side of the shoulders. I'm gonna figure out where Healer Han's collar goes. Healer Han is wearing, I love saying that, Healer Han. He's wearing a doctor's jacket or a doctor's coat with big long sleeves. So we're gonna make some holes for where the sleeves go, and Healer Han's hands are gonna come out of those sleeves. Drawing Healer Han's hands. Gonna rough in basically the shape of a thumb, and then fingers coming out. And I'm going nice and light. That gives me some room later on to kind of fix any errors I make in the stage. The bottom of the wrist coming down where they meet the sleeve and go inside. And finish up the sleeve over here. Rough all that in. Now Healer Han's doctor's coat has got big long collars that come up from around the neck down all the way down the chest. So we're going to put in the first top part of the collar and then the bottom part. Bottom part of the collar now. And bring that down to where it meets the end of the jacket. Now the other hand. I'm gonna find where the sleeve starts. arm comes up from there and meets the wrist. From there, we have a thumb sticking out. Now, mind you, everything's just roughed in. Now I'm finding the shape of Healer Han's hand. Trying to figure out how the fingers are going to go. We're looking at the hand at a kind of odd perspective here. So that's kind of roughed in place. Now under his doctor's coat, Healer Han has on another outfit. So we're just finding the shape of all that right now. Let's kind of figure out where his eyes are going to land. So inside the actual glasses, we're going to rough in two little almond shapes. Something like that. Oh, it looks like he's cross-eyed. We'll fix that later with the black. Get some eyebrows in place. Roughly there. Now I'm just kind of finding the shape of the lips. All right, Healer Han. Now we've kind of got our outline in place. I can go in and start figuring out the color here. I'm going to go in real nice with a brown crayon. I don't have the exact color, skin color crayon for Dr. Han, so I'm going to try and mix up a few different colors here. Let's see how that goes. Starting off with a brown, going real lightly, filling in Dr. Han's face, Healer Han's face. Wait, is he a healer or is he a doctor? He looks like a doctor. I guess doctors are healers. So I'm using very light pressure here with my crayon, because I don't want to commit to this color. So what we're going to do is try and blend a few different colors together to get the right skin tone. I don't know if this is going to work, but I prefer this to any of the colors I have in my set right now. All right, it's kind of coming together. Let's keep this going. The inside of the glasses, let's go in and fill all that up. Get the nose in place. Now, I didn't plan on using a Sharpie in this, but I want to make my my outline stand out. I've been having some trouble with my black crayon here. So for this one drawing, I'm using mixed media. It's when you use different tools together, different types of drawing material in one drawing or in one piece of art. So I'm using a Sharpie. You can use any kind of marker. The advantage of using the Sharpie is I know it's going to stand out a bit more against the crayon that I've laid down, which has a waxy kind of material. If you want to stick with crayons and just do this whole thing in crayon, be my guest. This was just a curveball I kind of threw at myself here. So just going over all the blue, finding my outline, finding my shapes, and penning that in, or markering that in. We can kind of scrub through this process to save some time. So that's so much easier to work with now. I can kind of see everything, see where all the edges are. Going in to fill in the hair now. To be honest, I don't know what to do about the skin, so I'm just jumping around. I'm gonna come back to that part. The hair is easy. I know it's just one color. So I grab my black crayon and I'm just roughing all that in. Doing Healer Han's hair. Now doing the eyebrows. Eyebrows are in place. Let's get them colored in. There we go. Now the inside of the sleeve kind of goes to shadow where no light gets into that part of the sleeve. So we're gonna fill that up with black while we got the black crayon out. Now Healer Han's shirt that he wears under his doctor's coat. I'm gonna fill that in with a blue. My coloring skills are a bit whack. What's nice though is I have a nice thick outline, which kind of helps separate where one edge meets another and all the details of this drawing, so I can kind of get away with being a bit messy with my coloring. And cramped up there. I got some details in the sleeve in place. Now going in with the brown and lightly doing in the rest of Healer Han's skin, just like we did in the face. We're gonna go in and do the hands now, and then we'll figure out what color to add to this to put us in the right place skin color wise. I'm gonna do something similar on the other side. Get the other hand colored in. Using the brown crayon, nice and light, very light pressure. I don't wanna commit to this color. We're just laying down a foundation, the first layer, and we'll add to this as we go on. Okay. All right, hey Healer Han. So I'm gonna add a second layer to my skin, which is with a red crayon. I'm gonna go over, also working with very light pressure, is layering on top of the brown and letting those two colors kind of work together. Gonna do a little bit just under the mouth. While I got the red crayon out, I just filled in the lips at the same time. Gonna fill in the inside of the glasses. Fill, fill, fill. Do the same thing to the ears. Now I've taken the brown crayon and I'm going in a bit darker, just under the eyebrows, to give shape to the eyelids. I'm gonna do something similar under the creases of the cheeks and then under the lips as well. We'll do the same thing under the head. At the top of the neck, we have a little shadow from the head falling on the neck, so we can go a bit darker there. And then on the arms closer to the sleeve. Now taking an orange crayon, I'm gonna do a third layer on the face. So I've got brown, second layer was red, now I've got some orange. And applying very light pressure, just going around the face, adding a third layer of color. Going around the nose, just the bottom of the nose, a little bit around the bridge of the nose, and then at the top of the head, the forehead. Ah, Healer Han, you come into life. And I need some underneath the nose and on the chin as well, it looks like. There we go. Look at that. Get the chin in place. And then the bottom of the neck. I'll add some orange to the ear as well. Now the hands need a second layer, so going back to the red. I'm gonna darken kind of the edges and give shape to the arms and hand. So I'm not coloring the entire finger in, I'm just kind of going where either a finger meets another finger or along one edge of the palm right there. Just trying to find ways to give shape to the hand. Same thing with the other side. Now, although I don't have a single color in my kit of crayons that matches Dr. Han's skin, I'm giving the illusion of that by mixing different colors together. Going nice and lightly. If I went too hard to begin with, I wouldn't have been able to add a second layer. And I would have been stuck with that first brown color I added. So layer 3, going in with the orange. And I'm just kind of filling in everything I missed. The second layer of red is still kind of giving shape to the hand. Now for the other side. Third layer, orange. Let's get that all filled in. Ah, Healer Han, you're looking alive. I didn't do the third layer for the neck, so I'm gonna go in and do that. Gonna keep the top part of the neck just under the chin darkest. Going in around the inside of the ears as well. Same thing for the eyelids. Missed that part. Just finding where the cheeks are. Gonna add some red there. All right, now for the background. I've got a yellow crayon, and what I'm trying to do here is I've got a lab coat or doctor's coat that's the same color as the background. The doctor's coat is white. I want to make that stand out from the background or pop from the background. So I've got to change the color of the background. So I found kind of a circular shape behind Healer Han. I've outlined that in with the yellow crayon, and I'm just gonna fill that in. I'll go crazy with some color. So the way I'm holding the crayon right now, it's kind of at an angle. I'm not holding it straight down where the tip is touching the paper. I'm kind of using the shape of the tip, the chisel tip, holding that at an angle so more of the crayon makes contact with the paper. That lets me color this in faster. I'm not looking for sharp lines at the moment. I'm just looking for as much coverage as possible. Being kind of careful around the edges, but I'm going wild everywhere else. Going over spots that I didn't go over as hard the first time. I just want to make sure the coverage of this orange is kind of even all throughout. And that takes care of the last of the yellow. There we go. Now look at that doctor's outfit. Doesn't that pop out so much more than it was before? By just introducing a color behind it. There you go. Thanks, Healer Han. Thanks, Healer Han.